Hi, we're TheSuffolkRam from Rant Nerds. Welcome to another Ram Rants. So it's the time of year again, 2017. Steam sales are nearly at an end, and they've also released their Steam Awards for 2017. And the idea is basically how they work is you can vote every day if you belong to Steam, and everyone gets a vote. You get a little trading card if you vote, and when you do that, you can also even make badges as normal. And then the community basically in the summer sale would have picked, the holiday sale would have picked a number of games to go forward. So you then pick the final 5, you pick one, and then whoever gets the most votes wins. And then they get an award. There's 11 awards this year, very similar to last year's awards. So I'm just doing a little video. I'm not going to talk about the actual Steam sale itself and all the things I picked up, because I spent a bit more than I should have done really, but I always do it at Steam sale, but you get so good bargains, which I will be discussing in our podcast live stream on Saturday, which you can come join us on. More deals at the end. So we're going to talk about the awards. So the first award that they had was for Choices Matter, and this is basically an award for, I suppose, branchiness in a game. The more which game gives you the most sort of variety of things you can do and what can go wrong. And the games they had was Divinity Original Sin 2, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Dishonored 2 and The Walking Dead. Now I unfortunately missed the first few days of the Steam Awards. Actually I didn't get a chance to vote on this. If I had done, I would probably vote for The Walking Dead. This is the New Frontier, I should say, the newer Walking Dead. Dishonored 2 as well. I've just finished playing Life is Strange Before the Storm, and I don't actually think the choices in it were didn't feel that branching. So yeah, I would have probably picked The Walking Dead. I lost. Well, I shouldn't say I lost. The Walking Dead didn't win. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So the community decided against that I was wrong. No change there. So Witcher 3 Wild Hunt won. I've not played it. Presumably you got quite a bit of branchiness. But Divinity Original Sin, I haven't played either, but I've heard it's really good. I might while the Steam sale is still going, might tempt myself to pick it up. So Life is Strange Before the Storm, I personally found, I didn't feel that open and freeform. It felt very strict where you're going to go. The Walking Dead just somehow felt more open. There's more things that could go wrong and change and so forth, and it felt more of a roller coaster that my choices did matter. And it's on two, it really boils down to really, in most cases, you only have two choices. Do you either do nice or nasty? So, and the choice, although they had impact, generally the impact wasn't as great as I would expect. I mean, you got the chaos system where, if you did lots of nasty things, the world would change around it, which didn't make much sense to me anyway. But, so, didn't win that one, didn't get on well with that one, so I was wrong. The community went against me. So that was Choices Matter, the first award. The next award, you have to be more I scroll down on this, is called Mum's Spaghetti. And it's hard to describe this one. These are games that make you excited, they're games that make you happy, they're games that are so intense that they elicit a physical reaction. The choice in this one was Resident Evil, Alien Isolation, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, The Evil Within 2, and I can't read the last one, something last. I can't actually read it. Outlast 2. Okay, there we go. Oh, lost that. So, again, I missed this one. I would have voted for Alien Isolation, horror game, which I'm hoping to record a Let's Play of soon. Why I think about it was that it's from what I've played of it. I mean, I didn't play all the way through the first time. It really is good at getting that tension, because it's a game where you can't actually defeat the enemy. You're not strong enough to defeat it. You have to just avoid it. And it really is good at eliciting that sort of scareness. Whereas Evil I've always found a little bit too shooty gunny to get worried about. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I think a worthy winner. From what I've not played it, but all stories I hear people tell about it, it sounds exciting. It sounds worthy, so I think that's probably a worthy winner, but yeah, it wouldn't have been my vote if I had voted. The next award is Labour of Love. So this was an award for the team the game that was still being updated well past it being released. So we have the likes of Team Fortress 2, which obviously came out about 2007, Path of Exile, I think it's called. Yeah, Path of Exile. Crusader Kings 2, Titan Quest Anniversary Edition, Warframe. All these games that basically are still being, they're quite old, still been updated. But I went for Crusader Kings 2, a very strategy game that I still don't really understand how it works, but I don't think anyone understands how medieval kingdoms worked. I picked it because the team still seems to really enjoy and love doing it. But the one that won it was Warframe, which, to be honest with you, is a game I've not heard about. So it looks like a multiplayer, free-to-play, co-op action game, according to the tags in this. So I've never played it, if I'm honest. Looks like, I don't know. I have no idea what it's about. But that one, again, I was once again wrong. Next was Suspension of Disbelief. Games that are particularly ridiculous. So the choices for this was Rocket League, The Fractured but the South Park, The Fractured but Whole, Saint Rose 4, Wolfenstein 3D and Wolfenstein 2, not 3D, that's a very old game. The New Colossus and Goat Simulator. I've played some of these games. The one that I've probably found the most strangest, in my opinion, the most strange lot would be Goat Simulator, because it just is weird and the developers don't really care. Saint Rose 4 from what I've heard is absolutely crazy. I've not played that one. I'm surprised New Colossus got in there. I know it's a bit out there, but I didn't think it was relatively that out there compared to the others. But Rocket League won. My friend Skaz plays that and he says it's very good. So multiplayer game. There's a lot of multiplayer games so far, apart from Witcher, which I don't really play a lot of multiplayer games. Next up is The World is Grim Enough, Let's All Just Get Along. So we had City Skylines, To the Moon, Stardew Valley, Abzu and Slime Rancher. Abzu I played recently, sort of an underwater exploration game and just sort of enjoy it. Very relaxing game, good hangover game if you want to relax. Slime Rancher, a game where you ranch slimes, I've not played it. To the Moon, not heard of it before this one. Stardew Valley, I'm probably one of the few people who don't get Stardew Valley. I've played it. I put don't know how much time I put into Stardew Valley, but I don't get it. It doesn't feel like much of a game. It doesn't feel like a. I don't quite get what the hype about Stardew Valley is. I got very bored of it very quickly. Found it very monotonous. But it's a phenomenon. Loads of people love it. I voted for City Skylines, which sadly did not win. I had a lot more entertainment at City Skylines than I had Stardew Valley, but once again, the community has decided, democracy, they win it. So next up we've got No Apologies. It's a game that you love unconditionally, just doesn't have faults. So basically a game that may have been broken, but you don't care, you enjoy it. So we have Rust, Mountain Blade, Warband, Witcher Enhanced Edition Director's Cut, Hoon Pop. I have no idea what that one is. It's part puzzle game of light RPG elements, according to this. Gothic 2 Gold Edition. I voted for a game I have played briefly, Rust. Very briefly played that one. Still early access survival crafting game, which I like survival games. The Witcher Enhanced Edition got it. Fair dues. Mountain Blade Warband looks fun, but I'm not so into the medieval stuff, so not my sort of cup of tea. That's the reason why I wouldn't have gone so much for Gothic, because it's not quite my sort of thing. Defies descriptions. This is games that it's hard to explain what they're like. And the choices are Stanley Parable, Gary's Mod, Doki Doki Literature Club, Antechamber and Pony Island. This name Doki Doki Literature Club just instantly makes me think psychological horror, apparently. I was torn between Antechamber and Stanley Parable. I ended up going for Stanley Parable. Gary's Mod, it's a sandbox game where you can just put anything together and create anything as long as it's asset made for the one the Half-Life or Counter-Strike games. And you can download many other assets as well, but Gary's Mod always gets around. It's nice to see Gary Mod still doing well, because again that was about 2005-6 I think Gary's Mod came out, so actually it must be 2005. Nice to see it still hitting the top charts and getting it well and still well known. It's still incredibly popular, which is quite nice. Next up, Cry Havoc and Let's Eat the Dogs of War. So we had Shadow of War. So this is basically about biggest explosions. It doesn't offer the biggest explosion, offer something better, potentially rampaging force of nature, or not. So basically you can how much carnage can you cause. So we had Shadow of War, Middle Earth Shadow of War, Just Cause, Broforce, Red Faction Guerrilla Steam Edition, and Total War Warhammer. I went for Total War Warhammer. That was a game I love Warhammer, and I love being able to sort of paint the world and map my colour. I played as the Empire in that game, and just had great fun, sort of basically stomping across the and absolutely curb stomping the Chaos Army at the end. That was great fun. Red Faction Guerrilla, I've not played, I've got it, I want to play it. Just Cause, I've played some of the earlier Just Cause games, and I did really enjoy them. They are a nice source open sandbox game, and then Just Cause what actually won in the end. But I can see that. I can understand why people pick Just Cause. It is a game with just absolute total carnage, and fair winner on that one. Haunts My Dreams. So it consumes your thoughts. This game doesn't haunt your dreams, just haunt your dreams. It consumes your thoughts every waking moment of the day. Doesn't mind your time, you give it willingly. Most of these games are three of these games are basically online games. Well, is that true? No, two of them. Dark Souls 3, Civilization, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, and Factorial. Dota, I actually quite like watching the Dota. I've never played it, but I like watching the International. I watch through the games. Counter-Strike, again, I haven't played that since the original Counter-Strike game. So what version is this they've got up on here? Global Offensive, the newest one. I haven't played actually, the last Counter-Strike I played was Counter-Strike Source. How could you know how long ago? That would have been sort of late mid-2000s as well. Civilization 6, I haven't played Civilization 4. Factorial was what I actually voted for. I've had friends who really good on about Total, and it's basically a game where you basically build up massively complicated factories and so forth, and you have to like sort of mine ore and actually process it. It's like quite in depth how you go about doing it, which is quite nice. Oh, sorry, that's BBC News. Next of a game which I'm now going to try and pronounce names, because I'm not great at pronouncing names like this. Soul of Viturivius. Basically, its most lovely rendered character, be it human, alien, anthropomorphical, cat person, or even a piece of produce. So Nier Automata, Hellblade, Rise of the Tomb Raider, 20-year celebration, I Am Bread, and Bayonetta. I was torn between. I was going to go for Tomb Raider, and then I was like Bayonetta as well. I Am Bread, it's a piece of bread, I'm sorry. In the end, I actually went for Nier Automata. I just sort of looking at the artwork and looking at it, it looks a beautiful game. So one I definitely would have wanted to pick, and it looked absolutely fantastic. Then we had Whoa Dude 2.0. So this is a follow-on obviously from last year's Whoa Dude Award. And basically it's games that are just weird. So we had Antechamber, which is a very weird game. Luna, CPU Invaders, Evil Within 2, and Hotline Miami Wrong Number. Of all the games I've played, the one that's definitely the weirdest out that lot is Hotline Miami Wrong Number. Hotline Miami 2, sorry, Wrong Number. I preferred Hotline Miami 1. That been I would have been more keen to vote for that, but Hotline Miami 2 is good, just not quite as good as Hotline Miami 1. And it's an incredibly bizarre game. Everything about it, I can't. Yeah, but Evil Within 2 won it. So far I've actually not succeeded any of these. So. Best soundtrack, we had Nier Automata again, Undertale, Transistor, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, Cuphead, Don't Deal the Devil. I voted for Cuphead. I've not got it yet, but from just watching the game, I just love the fact they have kept such within a style, and they've managed to keep the music perfectly timed to that style, and how it all neatly ties together and works really well. It looks really nice. They've really sort of got the atmosphere, and yeah, definitely for me, from looking at these, I'm listening to what's on the music that goes with them, the soundtracks with them, and the sort of special noises that go with them. Cuphead was definitely my choice out of that lot there. The final one, did I say it was for best soundtrack? I think I did. Anyway, even better than I expected. So this is the game that's basically, you bought it, you really feel it's going to be good, and you were not disappointed with it. So it's Sonic Mania, Hollow Knight, Cuphead again, Call of Duty World War 2, and Assassin's Creed Origins. I went for Assassin's Creed Origins. Cuphead, I think I've not actually played it yet, but obviously it's become quite phenomenal. You know, how long it took to get out there, and people wondering when I was going to actually make it. It seems to have been absolutely phenomenal. Hollow Knight was okay. Sonic Mania, okay. Call of Duty World War 2. I just can't get excited about Call of Duty games. There's been so many of them now. I played the very first Call of Duties back when they were still World War 2 before they went Modern Warfare. I just can't get excited about Call of Duty games anymore. I've sort of lost my initiative around them. So that's the Steam sales, Steam awards this year, all done and dusted. So I just want to give you my thoughts on them. So thank you much for watching. We'll be discussing the actual Steam sale on this Saturday. Me and my colleague Skaz and possibly someone else will be sat there and doing our live stream on this channel on Saturday, roughly 9:30 GMT or UTC +0. And we'll be giving our thoughts on Steam. Was it for UTC +1 at the moment? No, it's UTC +0. Yeah, we're not an hour on at the moment. And we'll be giving our thoughts, and we'll finding out how much each of us spent on the Steam sale. Perhaps I shouldn't have spent on the Steam sale. So I'll say thank you much for watching up in the TheSuffolkRam. I look forward to seeing you on hopefully this weekend. If you've enjoyed this, by all means, please subscribe. You don't have to, but it'd be nice if you could. And I look forward to seeing you at some point in the future. So thank you very much for watching. See you later.